In the world of high-interest debt, the single most dangerous feature is the minimum monthly payment. It appears to be a safety guardrail, assuring you that you are meeting your obligation and continuing repayment. In reality, it is a brilliantly designed trap that maximizes the cost of borrowing and destroys your financial timeline. This lesson is about exposing this deceit, avoiding the minimum payment trap. By understanding how these payments are calculated, you can see why relying on them will dramatically increase the total interest you pay and exponentially extend the time it takes to become debt-free. This trap is the primary mechanism by which negative compounding interest accelerates your liabilities, rather than your wealth. How are minimum payments calculated? They are typically determined by a combination of factors. They cover all the accrued interest and fees, plus a very small percentage of the remaining principal balance. The key danger is this: as you pay down a small portion of the principal, your total balance slightly decreases. Consequently, the minimum payment required the next month also decreases, making the payment feel easier to manage. However, this apparent reduction is a cruel illusion. Because the minimum payment is so small, it primarily services the ongoing high-interest charge, barely making a dent in the original amount borrowed. This slow rate of repayment guarantees that the creditor collects the maximum possible interest over the longest possible time. Let's look at the quantifiable cost of this trap. Imagine you have a $5,000 credit card balance with a typical high-interest rate of 21%. If you rely solely on the minimum payment, financial modeling confirms that it can take over 11 years and 5 months to pay off the total debt. During that time, the interest paid can be so extensive that it often doubles the original cost of everything you purchased. By contrast, increasing your monthly payment by just a small, strategic amount can drastically cut the payoff time. If you were to increase that minimum payment by just $15 each month, you could potentially pay off the debt 3 years sooner, saving you thousands of dollars in interest. This gap between paying for 11 years versus 6 or 7 years is the cost of the minimum payment trap. It represents lost savings, lost investment time, and lost wealth that you are giving directly to the creditor. Beyond the pure cost, the minimum payment trap creates financial fragility. When you carry a large balance, most of your available credit limit is tied up. This leaves you vulnerable. If you face a financial emergency, like an unexpected car repair or medical bill, you have less flexibility to handle those expenses without resorting to more high-rate credit or even payday loans. This can lead to a devastating cycle where you deepen your debt burden during a crisis. The responsible alternative is proactive elimination. By focusing on aggressively paying down high-interest debt, you free up your cash flow, eliminate future interest charges, and restore financial flexibility, giving you the necessary buffer to handle life's unexpected events. The goal is not to meet the minimum requirement. The goal is total elimination. Your actionable plan for this lesson is mandatory. Calculate the true payoff time. Use an online calculator to determine how long your current debt will take to pay off using only the minimum payment. The result is often the psychological wake-up call you need. Commit to a surplus payment. Use your budgeting to identify surplus cash and commit all of it toward paying down the principal of your highest interest debt. Choose the strategy. Use either the mathematically optimal debt avalanche or the psychologically motivating debt snowball to focus your efforts and maximize your payoff speed. By intentionally attacking the principal balance of your debt, you stop negative compounding in its tracks and turn years of costly interest into future wealth.